This is the Gray Hair and Daycare Podcast, with a combined age of 111 years and a combined IQ right in that same range. Your hosts, Frank Sirio and Carlo Russo. So it's good to be back.
We are back.
I keep wondering, every time I say we're back, I wonder if there's anybody who's still out there. And I'm hoping there are, but welcome back. As you may or may not know, I am Frank Sirio. Mm-hmm. I'm 55 years old. My wife is now 22 weeks pregnant. 22. And I'm here with my friend Carlo Russo.
Hello. Thank you for having me again for episode 5.
We've
made it. We've made it to 5.
Almost Turkey Day.
That's right.
It's good for you. For me, it's not, but it will be.
So it will be.
It will be.
And now we're very grateful and thankful this year.
Yes.
Oh my God.
There's lots to be thankful for.
Lots to be thankful
for.
So I noticed a couple things.
Okay.
I don't know if the viewers are now watching this, but their video has been up for episode 4, was it?
Episode 4 was actually, we're largely successful.
Right.
The main the new camera did beautifully.
Love the new camera.
Until the battery ran out. So this time I have a power cord, and we're hoping we're going to get a full coverage on the 2 shots.
What we had looked great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I look like I was picking up garbage. I look like a garbage man. I was wearing old clothes. I have to step it up. That's what I'm trying to say. Not that this is a suit that I'm wearing, but now I realize, first of all, yes, there's a pillow behind me because I'm a small man, and it looked like my feet were just dangling off this chair. I didn't like that.
Never let anyone tell you you're a small man. Never.
Especially your wife.
To me, you are always beautiful.
Thank you.
I edited the whole thing. I never once thought, wow, he looks like a hobo.
I looked at it going, okay, we're on video now. We have to at least do our hair and wear something that.
Well, in the first one of the first times we had video, I have a set of headphones that I'm checking the audio with, and I had this like a cockatiel.
Yeah, you look like Beretta's bird.
And I think Carlo tried to warn me. I was like, whatever, let's go keep going. So hopefully,
lucky for you, we had video problems.
I still used some of the video because there was some good stuff there.
So that's what I noticed. So I'm excited that we up on video, and I'm sure you'll talk about where they can see that down the line and all that good stuff. So we're here and we're in the studio. And I think everything's working.
Let's hope. So we are in week 22.
Yep.
And so the first thing we always talk about is the state of the baby.
That's right.
So now my little girl is the size of a large mango, which I think is kind of fun. You
always make me hungry with these sizes. Last week you said something about squash.
It was squash.
And then now it's mango.
Now it's a mango. And it's like, I don't know.
Sizes of mangoes?
Yeah, but that's whatever it is. I don't know about that big. Yeah. What I think is interesting now is her hearing is improving.
Oh.
And she can now learn sounds that she will recognize after she is born.
Okay.
So awesome. Something that was fun, Kelly and I went to a concert last night.
Oh, you did?
There was a concert, and this is one that will make me seem even older than I am.
Than our video show.
Than I look or sound. We went to see the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
Wow.
Which is...
How old are you?
So the question is, how old are they?
Oh, yeah.
Remember, like Glenn Miller was World War II, 1939 the band was founded. They have been a continuous band for 89 years.
They're not like Menudo, where they when they turn 17.
They switch people out.
Yeah, they have to. I mean,
they weren't all
107
pacemakers and on IVs. No, it was a great show.
Yeah.
Incredibly talented musicians. And Kelly afterwards is like, well, either she thought it was too loud or she really liked it. And I'm like, I'm going now. If she favors Kelly, it would be that's too loud. Right. Again, Princess and the Pea.
Sure.
If she favors me and my musical taste, I'm going to go with, I think she really enjoyed it.
And not loud enough.
So we've established, and I like it that they opened and closed They opened and closed the show with the same song, which happens to be one of my mother's, I think was my mother's favorite song, Moonlight Serenade.
Nice.
And it was that was the song. I'm hoping there's a little bit of that got through.
Yeah.
Through the sweater and
I mean, Kelly can sing. She has beautiful voice.
She has a beautiful voice, and I always tease her when we've sung things together that I always have to remind her she's not in church. She has perfect diction. She sang I think she sang in the choir. Yeah. But yeah, she has a beautiful voice.
So I'm gonna believe that the child is gonna have some talents there.
I would hope.
The ear, maybe listening to music or picking it up singing wise. You sing, you play instruments. So that's a good thing that your child was moving. Obviously, that's what I'm assuming. She was moving around.
Yeah,
right.
She was doing a little cha-cha.
She was enjoying it.
It was good. So yeah, so that was fun.
So that kind of falls into what you want to start doing with your child now that she can hear is the lullabies, right?
Yeah. I've done some work. I have not finalized a recording yet. Okay. But I've started work on what will be the first one.
Nice.
And hope that very soon, hopefully in the next couple episodes, we will be able to start one by one introducing.
Awesome.
It, and there's what's nice is the more I do it, I keep finding more. So the list is growing.
Yeah, you're going down the rabbit hole.
But I'm practicing. Yeah. I'm practicing a few, and it's everything from Harry Connick Jr. to Elvis to Sinatra, all kinds of fun options. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
I mean, that's exactly. It's
all fun.
You love it.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing all those.
22, the baby can hear.
Yeah, and we'll recognize things later. That's what's really cool.
We'll recognize them from. Oh my God.
That's it. So now every night, right as Kelly falls asleep, I get right up next to her belly and go, "Daddy is the favorite." Over and over again.
I know you're going to remember this.
Daddy is the favorite.
Yes, that's a great idea.
So yeah, no, it is. That's an exciting
thing. Especially for a daughter, you will be the favorite.
There is hopefully there is something there that like the idea that now there's a little person in there that is going to remember, that is going to recognize things that she's hearing now. Is really a cool idea. So
that's cool. That's awesome. Because when my wife went through her pregnancy, we both go through it. I didn't have all these details. I had no idea week 10 and week 13 and 20. And so that's kind of neat learning about it now with you. That's cool.
It definitely, enhances the experience. Otherwise you're just like, okay, what's for dinner? Right. Like, that's it. Which we'll talk about later on, that there's been some changes with diet.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so the other thing I would like to talk about, since this is coming out, this will come out 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble. Yeah.
And that is one of I love all holidays.
You do.
Christmas is probably the biggest one, but
for people who don't know, Frank is a great cook. He loves cooking. You love hosting.
I do.
Yes.
So, I like that. And it's interesting. Like I don't cook. Well, I cook sometimes. Like I cook dinner.
I'm not like a holiday cooking.
But I love to do big holiday dinners. It's a fun challenge. But I will say, I'm just now getting to the point after years of doing stuff like that where I will experiment and cook. But when I started and for a long time and still now for an important dinner, I go to the foodnetwork.com.
Yeah,
I find a recipe and I follow the recipe, but I do. I enjoy it very much. But so what are the family traditions for you for Thanksgiving? Because I know for Italians, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like my dad always preferred, I think, pasta stuff to turkey. So there was a turkey, but it was like, and there's the turkey.
Turkey is just for looks. I mean, I guess we gotta do the turkey.
Yeah.
I was probably more like growing up, like your dad probably had the pasta. The turkey had to be there, but I believe we also had ham.
My dad didn't like ham, so we never had ham.
Okay, so more people liked ham than turkey.
Yeah.
So we did the pastas and the Italian sides and stuff. But as we got older, and obviously now that I'm married and had kids, we do the traditional. There's the turkey, the stuffing, all the good stuff, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes. So we do that, and I enjoy. I'm not a huge turkey person, anyways.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that, but I understand that, especially when you have in-laws and they grew up with that tradition.
Yep.
I don't want to walk in and go, where's the lasagna? Where's the stuffed shells?
That's true.
So I kind of, embraced it.
So my mom always, holiday dinner, she would always make, she called it minestrone, but what it really is known more about is wedding soup.
Yep.
The little meatballs and chicken broth. And
Absolutely.
It was
delicious.
But that's a lot of work. Like that's a lot, making the little meatballs, all that stuff. But we always did that stuff. And was Thanksgiving a football thing for, well, I know what it is for you.
Right.
Was that a thing though? Kids, you're like, did your dad or your family?
So my father never got into the American sports.
Right.
Obviously soccer was and is, always will be number one in his heart. So football was always on, even growing up, but I don't think anyone, maybe
no one paid attention.
One cousin or maybe one in-law was watching it, and all of us would be just like kind of running around and really didn't get into the whole thing until a little later, but it was always on.
What I think is funny is, so my mom's side of the family, the Rukuli side, as you often do, on Sundays, we would go visit. Most of the time, we'd go to my grandmother's.
Sure.
But sometimes we'd go to an aunt or uncle or something. Yeah. And I remember one time, we were so disconnected from anything with sports. We showed up at my Uncle Frank and Aunt Shirley's house, and they're huge sports fans. And we knock on the door, and they come to the door, and they're like clearly confused. And we had just showed up in the middle of the Super Bowl.
Oh my God!
We had no idea.
That's funny.
We're like, come on, shut up. Like it was
so you guys
comical.
Are really out of it.
No idea. That was it. The sports. It was racing or boxing, but none of the none of that the typical stuff. The holiday time, but for me growing up too, it was because my siblings were so much older. I think I have such an affinity for the holidays because my siblings were all, by the time I was in kindergarten, my siblings were all moved away. They were in college or off doing their own thing.
Sure.
So that was the one time a year that they came home was Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I loved that time. And it makes me think about siblings and, this is a miracle that we're going to have our baby and thinking about, it would be nice to have that sibling interaction. I would love to have a second one, but we'll see how that all goes. It does make me think the other thing that I think about when it comes to Thanksgiving or holidays in general and a child is that this is going to be like one of the last holidays where I will go anywhere at all. Like in my mind, like I think once I have a kid, holidays are at my house.
Yes.
I want the memories to be here.
Absolutely.
I want that.
You're building it.
So I apologize unreservedly to my family, but
you are coming.
You're either coming to my house or that's it, and you're going to have to see pictures of the food, and you know what you're missing.
Right.
But that I do think, and I probably won't be able to pull that off. But we'll have to. I know, somewhere.
But it's nice to build that memories in the house with the trees and opening. We still do. We have such a great time on the holidays, but Christmas obviously with the gifts that the kids, even though they're 18 and 23. They'll still come over. They'll still, all have their hot cocoa, and we'll go in the den, and we'll have the tree on, the fire will be on, and we'll open up our gifts, and they turn into 3-year-olds again.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You're gonna love that. You're gonna always think of that. But that made something that you said kind of made me think of this question. When you were in kindergarten, you're old. What, 5 years old, 6 sometimes?
5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you saw your siblings coming over, did you see them as an adults? Did you see them as, because when I look at my brothers, I thought they were basically the same age. So I didn't but were you looking at them like, oh, these are adults, or how did you?
Yeah, I mean, so the closest to me is my sister Lucille, who's about 13 years older than me.
Which is a chunk of change.
Yeah, and then my brother's 19 years older than me. 19 years. So, I didn't even have any memory of my brother living at home.
Right.
He graduated from SU, and he had moved away. I think I saw them as, I didn't see them as peers. Right. As I got much older, then I think I kind of established a more typical sibling relationship. But no, I think I saw them all as extra parents that had more energy and more, they were more fun than my parents.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because again, you didn't build that sibling development because they weren't home.
No, I think what was interesting was later on. So my sister Lucille had my nephew when I was 10.
Yeah.
So by the time I got my license, he was 6.
Yeah.
And I always felt like he was my nephew because he was so much littler. But what was interesting was when I got he had come to visit with my sister and I was going to drive and he was freaking out because he clearly in his world thought of me as another child. Like, it's like, you're just a big kid.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be in charge of a vehicle.
Why are you driving?
Isn't
that funny how, you get kind of
the perception is very different, but
the holidays, you got to keep those memories, build them at the house.
Yeah.
And I think that's you're going to love that.
I think it's going to be fun. This year is going to be interesting because my brother, he's been retired for many years and because he's constantly being reminded by his financial advisors that he has to spend some of his retirement,
right?
That he basically feels like, according to the actuarial tables, he's going to die at any moment, even though he's incredibly healthy.
Right.
No, like he's going to live 20 years, but he's felt very compelled. He wanted everybody to come to his place in Nashville.
Sure.
So my sister and her husband and Kelly and I and my sister from Texas are all going to Nashville.
This is for Thanksgiving?
For this Thanksgiving. Yeah. So we're gonna go there. And
that's awesome.
It is, that's gonna be fun. We're looking forward to it. But just yesterday.
There's a but.
Not in this timeline, but just yesterday in our timeline, we got kind of a late night text, and we're still this is still early November for us.
Right.
I got a mandate from my brother that we are not allowed to discuss politics at all throughout the visit.
I like that.
To maintain.
I like that request.
You think? You think that's good?
I do, because unless everyone's on board,
right?
And generally that doesn't happen in a family because people have opinions, and everybody's opinion is great.
Yeah.
And if that's not the case and everybody's not on the same, then there's nothing you're going to change in the living room that's going to make or break. You know what I mean? It's going to fix politics.
You're not going to fix politics.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, you're not solving any problems.
Putting it on the table and have fun with the people there. I agree with that.
I think so. It's interesting because I think about it. And initially, I'm like,
Taking back a little?
No, not at all. I immediately was. He wrote this kind of flowery text message.
You chuckled,
and the first thing I said was, "This is obviously done by ChatGPT. There's no way." And I think there might have been he might have had a little help.
Gotcha.
But no, immediately I'm like, sure, whatever, But I did think for a minute there, this is kind of what is bad, right? Because if you just say, we're not going to talk about it, everybody knows. I could predict what each person in that house is going to say. I've talked to my brother a lot about politics, and I think we're largely aligned. But I know what everybody thinks, but you're just not going to talk about it. Why? We should be able to talk about. In a way, part of me thinks we should be able to talk about that and still care
without
about
fighting.
It and love each other.
Right.
But I do also know. I have been told repeatedly by people that I work with and people that I love that I have a tendency to say things as if, and I could be thinking about something this is just an idea. I am not sold on it. This is what I think about this. And I could be very malleable, right? I might change my mind or not.
Right. It's not,
but I will sound like I am telling you something that is an incontrovertible truth.
Yeah, there's gospel,
and that you better not. But I can't. It's just the way I present myself, because I think I grew up in a house where it was like a crucible of verbal combat. Right. So I get it. It probably is. He's probably right in his advanced years. He's wise, and he doesn't want us to do that.
Think about this.
Yeah.
People fight and have killed each other over Yankees, Red Sox.
Yes.
You don't think politics might get a little heated?
It might get a little heated.
So
that's it. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nashville.
That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. Nashville's a great city. You've been.
Yeah.
It's a great city. So So that's Thanksgiving stuff that you guys hopefully will enjoy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. All you guys.
So the first segment of this is going to be a first time for us. We did a bunch of segments in the last episode, but this segment is the diaper diet.
The diaper diet.
So again, now that you have video, you can see the corpulent man that I am, and
You look wonderful.
Thank you so much. So my wife Kelly is kind of tall and thin and has a normal relationship with food.
Yes, we
and
talked about this.
And then there's me, but in an encouragement for her and wanting to be more healthy myself, I thought it would be fun to try to track with Kelly's weight gain, that we make it a contest, and that as she gains weight, I try to lose more than she gains.
Wow.
And then once she peaks and we have the baby, then I'll keep up with her as she loses again.
Okay.
Because she's got it under control. So right now.
Don't say this in front of that doctor that you asked the question. Don't talk about your diet.
I can't wait to go back.
Episode 2 or 3 was that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that
funny.
Was not good. So we've got that. So right now I'm not gonna share what my actual weight or hers is.
Right.
But right now, as from baseline, Kelly has gained 12.2 pounds.
Wow.
So now she's got a little belly now.
I was going to say,
it's so
that's
cute.
12 pounds on Kelly.
Yeah.
Look at the brains on Brett.
It's impressive. So she's again. So now she's showing a little bit. It's nice. So she is up 12.2.
Good.
I am only down 11. So she is winning by 1.2 pounds.
You lost 11?
I've lost 11 pounds so far.
God bless you.
Well, I'm sure I could do better.
No, this is good.
Well, yeah, it's been steady. And honestly, I'm trying to it's been get up in the morning. I do a little warm up and some stretches. When Kelly drives to work, her drive is about 20 minutes and we talk during the drive.
Okay.
I come down and I either do the rowing machine or I do some time on the bike.
Nice.
And then I try 3 days a week to do some kind of resistance training, kettlebell workout or something, some weights. Or
I resist myself to go to the gym.
Yeah, right. It's been good. I feel better. And I think that's been helping. And then I've been also trying to do a little bit of intermittent fasting. So
yes,
I have coffee in the morning, but I don't eat anything until lunchtime. So noon I'll have something.
Been down that road.
Yeah.
The black coffee?
I've always drank black coffee.
Yeah,
I never put anything in. So that is the diaper diet update. I got some work to do. I think from here, I don't know exactly how the weight gain will work for Kelly. I think I've got a chance to catch up maybe in the next couple weeks.
Yeah,
lose, because she's not just packing it on. So we'll see how that goes.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry that I looked very shocked. You lost 11. I mean, I felt after I said that, I went, this is why I said it. Not because I'm a jerk like what the doctor thought you were. Because Frank has everything written down now. We're very professional here. And I saw a number. I saw the difference was
1.2.
That's what I thought you lost.
Oh, okay.
So when you said 11, I'm like, wait a minute, you lost 11. So that's why I said that, not because he doesn't look like he lost 11.
he was tricked. So we have our little scripts. I have some notes that we refer to, and I put bad data on Carlo's stuff all the time. So he'll be confused throughout the podcast.
I read it wrong. So it was that's why when you said 11, I was thinking of 1.1.
That's okay.
So that was good.
Awesome. I don't think I look like I lost 11. But
that's fun.
No, so that is the diaper diet. And then now the next segment is going to be another installment number 2.
Everybody's favorite
of the book report. The book report. So not surprisingly, this is another dog book, but this week's book report is on Tell Your Dog You're Pregnant, an essential guide for dog owners who are expecting a baby.
Now, these are the same dogs that attack me every time I walk in with love and kisses.
See, I tell my dogs that you are delicious.
Yeah, and they try
to eat you.
Find that out.
So again, Tell Your Dog You're Pregnant, an essential guide for dog owners who are expecting a baby. Cute picture on the front. It's by Dr. Lewis Kirkham, again, available on Amazon.
Love his work.
And yes, he's a brilliant man. The only thing I'll say about this one, I really like the first book, the one we did last episode. This one's okay too, but it's kind of almost the same content, a little bit less structured and on point with do this, like step by step. This one isn't a step by step, but this one comes with a link, and I do think this is a good idea, and we haven't started using it yet. Comes to a link, and it includes a downloadable 13 tracks of baby and toy noises.
Okay.
That you can play in the background and get the dogs used to the baby sounds. And I do think that's a good idea because that's something that my dogs absolutely are. They respond diligently and very quickly to any sound. They know the sound of like the Ring doorbell, the motion sensors, anything that happens that my phone has an alert, they know. And they're like, and it's bad because sometimes like the text alert on my phone is the same as a motion alert in the driveway. And so now if I get a text, they think somebody's here and they're like jumping over the couch to get to the door.
That's hilarious.
So I do think this will be good. We'll use that to, at the very least, to kind of expose them to baby sounds,
right?
And get them used to it because
will there be babies crying? Would that be something that you want that to be in the...
it's babies crying, little cooing, playing sounds, all that.
That's
all that
a great
kind of
idea.
Stuff. I think that is a good idea.
That's a great idea.
That makes this one worthwhile, I think. So again, I would give it maybe, the other one we gave 4 rattles. 4 rattles. I'll give 3.5 rattles to this one only because of the download, the baby sounds. If you don't have a baby that you can already scare the dogs with, here's your ticket. So
3.5 rattles.
3.5 rattles.
Because of downloads.
Because of the downloadable soundtrack of baby noises.
I like that.
But that's it. Tell your dog you're pregnant. An essential guide for dog owners who are expecting a baby, Dr. Lewis Kirkham.
And they can find this Amazon. It's
on Amazon. Yeah. You can find it everywhere. This one I think is actually published. I think it's an Australian publisher.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. So that is it for the book report. And now it's time for us to take a little break.
All right.
So here we are, and we are about to go into our final segment. What just happened?
What just happened?
So the events of the last week, there's been some interesting updates here and there. The fun one, just kind of passing thing, is now for Kelly, leggings are a thing. Kelly never has been a leggings girl, didn't do that, didn't wear them.
Yeah.
But now they're comfortable and they're stretchy. So she has embraced leggings, and I think they look good.
Probably look great.
Yeah, they look good.
She's tall and thin.
So maybe that'll continue afterwards.
I was gonna say, do you think that'll come into her regular wear?
Not to imply at all that my lovely wife is overly consistent, but I don't think so. I think she'll go right back.
She's going right back.
There's something about it makes me think about after we were together. So when we first started dating, maybe months in. By the time we were getting serious, we were having a conversation, and Kelly was telling me the story that she was talking to a therapist and has found it very beneficial over the years, as many people do, and she's having a conversation when we first met about how she wasn't sure how she felt about the fact that she was dating a man who wore a hoodie.
I'm sorry. I didn't expect that. I would try.
I'm serious.
She must hate me. That's all I wear.
She says this, and I'm like, what?
Wow.
And she's like, well, you used to wear that hoodie. And now, I don't wear a lot of hoodie, but I had this, it was a black and
I know exactly the hoodie.
Eddie Bauer hoodie. It was nice enough. I didn't wear it all the time. Like, we weren't going to the symphony wearing the hoodie, and she's telling us, and I couldn't help but laugh.
That's great.
And I'm like, I'm glad through therapy you were able to work through your concerns about. But in fairness, as you do early on in a relationship, you talk about the foibles of who else you have dated
Exactly.
and I'm like, so, how have your, how has dating been with you? And she was dating like pilots, professors, like multiple college professors, academics, doctors, like attorneys. So I'm sure. And then it comes to she's like, what did you do to work today? I fixed a dragon. Like she had no idea what I did for a living. Cause I would say like, what did you do today? Well, I worked on some, financial modeling. Oh, what did you do today? Well, the castle door was stuck.
I watched Carlo crawling through the castle door because some kid got stuck there the other day. And
no idea. She had no idea. So
that's funny.
Beyond having no understanding of what I did for a living, she also was a little concerned with my wardrobe. So in short, that would be my reasoning for thinking Leggings will likely be retired.
Oh my God.
Sometime very soon after the birth of our daughter.
I cannot believe I've never heard that story. That is so great. Imagine the doctor on the other end going, okay, she's going to tell me something really big that he's wearing or doing. Yeah. And then she comes out with the hoodie. And the doctor has to sit there and go, that's valid. That's well, without laughing, that's
I'll listen to whatever you want. For $250 an hour,
yeah.
I'll listen to everything you're talking about.
I'll burn your hoodie on you.
So that hoodie got to the point where it was done. Right?
It was can't just wear it again.
It was going to get retired. I was like, well, we can donate. And and of course, then I bring it up like, anyway, this has almost cost me my marriage.
That's funny.
And immediately Kelly's like, well, no, we can kiss. So it's here somewhere, like in a tote. Like it'll never get.
Isn't that funny? What people, when they see you, what they think, and you like that to you was like, that wasn't a problem. That's not that's so. My wife does the same thing because. Okay, I get home and I'll put on my shorts, and I hate having anything heavy. I don't know. It could be winter. I have shorts and I'm also sure I don't care. But you get stuck in this routine and you wear the same comfortable shorts and shirt. And my wife will be like, "Oh, I noticed that you have your uniform on." There's your uniform. And I just like, wow, what's the problem? And you realize like, she comes home from work and all she sees me in is the shorts. And so I get it.
It's true. Yeah. I think that's a guy thing too. It's utilitarian. Yeah. It's like all through World War II, Churchill wore like a jumpsuit, right? The same jumpsuit every day. Because he doesn't want, when you're trying to save the free world, you don't need to worry about what color shirt you're going to wear.
You're not worrying about,
But not that either of us are saving the free world.
No.
But yeah, so
the leggings are now
leggings are a thing. Leggings will likely not be a thing forever.
But does she mention how comfortable? I mean, sometimes you just because listen. She might go from this, obviously the pregnancy, but afterwards she's still going to be tired, not want to put clothes on her body. So the leggings might stick around.
Yeah, that's true.
Stick around for a while.
Or at the very least, she is a big fan of layers. She's always cold. So I think the leggings, they might stay around, but if I
under 3 pair of pants.
Leggings, under jeans, under sweats, under a robe, maybe.
That's awesome.
So the leggings are here to stay for a while.
Yes.
So the other update, which I'm very excited about, is her appetite is vastly improved.
Because we talked about this problem a couple of...
It was concerning, but she's eaten much better. Good. Definitely, I was teasing her a little bit about it. And then she told me like what she ate at work. Because really at home, she has breakfast before she goes to work. And then at dinner time, I don't feel like she's eating a lot. But then compared to what I know she used to eat at work, she's bringing snacks, she's having stuff, and she's eating more at dinner time, which I feel a lot better about.
That's good.
And I think what that led to was there was actually 2 now, because one happened earlier today. But the first real, I think, pregnancy craving that she has had, because she's had some aversion or things that she liked, but this time. The other day, she had breakfast and have coffee, having some coffee, and all of a sudden she's like, "I want beans on toast and sausages.
What?
After breakfast, like it's an hour after she had a good breakfast, and I'm like, okay, this is great. So
did you have to go to England?
No, we had it. She whipped it right up for herself. So she had beans on toast and little breakfast sausages and happy as a clam. And I'm like,
so baked beans?
Yeah, like baked beans you'd have with a cookout.
I'm in. I mean,
it was. Yeah, it
and you guys had breakfast already.
She had already had breakfast.
Nice.
And so second breakfast, beans on toast.
Has she ever had that prior to pregnancy?
No.
Never.
Never. Not only has she not said it, never mentioned it, nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, I mean, when we were in London, we had like a couple places. We had a traditional,
right? They're bangers or whatever.
British, bangers and mash, traditional breakfast. But no, she never mentioned it. Never mentioned it before. She has this thing now that she's been having for breakfast. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's a cereal called Weetabix. You ever heard of this? Has anybody?
I don't think so. But
there are oftentimes my wife will say things, and I will say, "Only you know that word," or "Only you know that thing," or that television show.
Right.
And most of it, she is kind of an Anglophile. Like she likes British stuff. And I think Weetabix might be that, but it's something from her childhood that she used to have.
Really?
It looks like I don't know, wheat-based disappointment. Like it does not look good. It's like it makes shredded wheat look exciting.
That's all I'm thinking of is shredded wheat.
Something like it looks something like that. Okay. And so she has, she has
a craving
that. She's been having that for breakfast. So she had already had that, and then an hour later, she wanted the beans on toast and the sausages, which is good. And then I got a text message randomly today from her.
Get more beans.
No, it was I want a grilled cheese, and I'm like,
all right,
can't bring you the grilled cheese, but I'm glad. We've had two official cravings: beans on toast and breakfast sausages, and now a grilled cheese. So
and leggings.
Yeah, and now we have some leggings.
So her heartburn and stuff like that has been
much better.
Lessened, yeah.
Much better. So yeah, that makes
gone up.
Yeah, has
she had the ice cream and the
only cravings have been those we just talked about, and she's not a sweet person. No ice cream,
really,
nut cookies, stuff like that. She has like Christmas time. There's a couple cookies she will make, and then she'll have those. She also, for some reason, she insists on making. Does anybody in your family make a rum cake?
No, but I love it.
Really?
I love rum
cake. with the green and red cherries in it, like
whatever rum cake is.
Fruit cake.
Oh, fruit cake.
Not rum cake.
You said rum cake.
I'm sorry. Yeah, everybody likes rum cake. No, fruit cake.
No, I don't know what the hell that is.
She makes it, and it's not easy to make. First of all, what I don't like is it's got she gets the candied cherries
dried
that are green.
I know you're
and
talking
red,
about. Yes.
And so they look like Star Trek food.
Yeah.
First of all, that's in there. And then you have to soak this thing in rum.
Yep.
For a long time, or in whatever it is. It's not rum. It's cognac.
Really?
Something like that. Something strong with a strong odor. I don't know what.
I guess I've never had it. It's because the look of it.
And I think she thinks I'm just being mean. But it is one of I love to eat everything. I love sweets. I love that. It is the most repellent thing. Really? I can't stand to look at it. And then because she's the only one who eats it, and she doesn't really eat sweets often, it lives in the fridge out in the garage for months.
All right, so I have to remember. Yeah. This is a Christmas thing, or
it is a Christmas thing.
When I'm here, I would take it. I would taste it because I don't know if I had that ever.
Her family all loves it. They all think it's great. I mean, in my mind, the only thing ever with that fruitcake is the thing that you give to people and then they just give it to someone else.
Yeah, the regift.
So, they regift it because nobody wants
it. That's what I'm thinking of. So that's not that.
Yeah. So I don't know, but
I'll taste it this year.
Okay. She will be enthusiastic.
I'm going to do it on the podcast actually.
Okay.
We'll just show everybody what we're talking about.
If she makes it this year, or there might still be some from last year. Well, I'll check the fridge.
If it's in liquor, it's probably still good.
Oh my! It
won't go bad.
Preserved. Yeah, it'll be fine. But that's funny. I think the most significant thing that has happened in the last week, though, because there has been a lot more movement. Kelly has been telling me, I feel her, but it's kind of, and so she has suggested the other day when we're watching TV, just keep your hand on my belly.
Okay. Rest it there.
So
okay.
she like put it right there a little bit low, and I got to feel the first kick, the first movement, and that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It was very neat. I didn't get choked up.
I was gonna say you had to have teared up. No,
I got excited.
Okay.
It was like
all right.
it was such a fun experience, and it just adds, it's this new, she's in there.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
I mean, I know we're not saying anything that nobody's ever said, but
right.
There's a human and another human, and it's like you're growing this person.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Like you're her house, right? You're her house right now.
That's why they love mommy so much.
You're her first apartment. It was a nice moment, but it was a Christmas morning moment.
Yeah,
where I was excited
so
by.
Cool. Yeah, that's neat when you, like I said, we were talked about hearing the heartbeat for the first time.
Yeah.
Now you're actually getting hit.
Yeah, you can feel. Yeah, there's a little somebody in there. So anyway, that was all fun stuff. Feeling the first kick.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to. Now I'll be like, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll be like,
yeah, and it's just going to get more and more.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was when you could actually see.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, you can actually.
I want to see the feet.
That is the craziest vision.
Idea.
You're looking at your wife's belly area, and you see a foot or
you see somebody waving at you.
Right, you see a hand moving, and then when they're leaning a certain way, and then it's got to be uncomfortable for the.
I think that I will probably have a good
Kelly,
because Kelly is not like she's not going to put on a lot of weight, so I'll probably be able to see very clearly that stuff happening. So I am looking forward to that.
Yep.
And what I think is fun now, and one of the things that I thought was one of the funnier moments for last week for me was, again, we keep coming back to that I'm a fat ass, but
these are your words.
So Kelly is there. She, again, narrow band of experience when it comes to this. This is very new for her, just like it is for me, and not used to ever being this weight. Like, this is literally heavier than she has ever been, and very different from a center of gravity standpoint. So she's just now, I think, starting to struggle with getting in and out of bed and that kind of thing. And the other morning, she's getting up and I hear a little groan, and she looks at me and she's like, I don't know how you do what you do with your belly.
Oh God.
And I'm like, I looked at her, I'm like, well, I've had it for a long time. You'll get used to it.
Oh my God. That's
like, I just don't know how you do it. And I'm like, okay.
That's she doesn't know how funny she is. I mean, I'm telling you.
She is.
She hates hoodies and she can't figure. Oh, that's.
How do you manage? I don't know how do you tie your shoes? Well, I have a stick. No,
it's so good that they know we love our wives. Anybody else says that, you're going. Yep. We're gonna fight.
This is a problem.
This is a problem.
This is a problem between you and me. No. She says that. It's like she has no idea. And honestly, I'm so amused by. I'm so
it's
amused
cute, though,
by
coming
it.
from her.
It's cute coming from her, like, because she's like, and because I'm also like, come on. Like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
That's not that much, but it's just right there, and she's
I
having
guess
a hard time with it.
Yeah, when you're never at that weight.
Yeah.
And then obviously all the different changes going
everything
through
else
your body.
that's going on.
Yeah. She's looking at you going, you must be a superhero. How you walk around and walk upstairs.
How do you manage that? It's like I'm a gymnast. That I can manage to get around this medicine ball in front of me. But so I thought that was funny. And then, so one of the other things that came up this week to talk about, and I'm not sure, I think I know what you guys do, but grandparent name.
Okay.
So the typical, so your dad and mom are Nono and Nona?
Yep. So Nona, Nonu, grandma and grandpa. So we're a little different because my wife's side is from a divorced family. Okay. So we have different.
You have extra grandparents.
We have extras. We have extras.
That's good.
So there is a babshi thrown in there, which is.
Okay.
There could be a couple ways to say this,
Yeah.
we in our family say babci. It's a Polish.
Yeah.
Well,
Like in my grandmother was Nani. not
Nani,
Nona.
right.
Yeah.
So we have babci, and then we have grandpa and grandma.
Okay.
They are my wife's father's side, right?
Yeah.
Her father's side. And then on her mother is Nonna as well, because her mother was Sicilian. And
Okay.
And the funny thing is, my mother always loved the name Grandma.
Oh,
She
really?
wanted to be called Grandma for the. And I'm like, what, Nonna? She goes, yeah, but that's what we grew. She heard that all her life.
Yeah.
But when she came to America and she heard this Grandma, Grandpa, she loved it. She goes, oh, I wish you guys come. But my kids they couldn't bring it to themselves and say Grandma.
It's funny.
But she always loved it. She wanted to be called Grandma.
She wanted to be called Grandma.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So my grandmother, we called Nani.
Mm-hmm.
I think my other grandmother I never met. She passed away before I was born.
Sure.
But I think they called her Nani as well.
Okay.
And then my grandfather, my mom's dad, I called Pappy. We called him Pappy. And I think it was there were a lot, I don't know why, but they were, I think on my mom's side, a lot of times what would happen is like the oldest grandchild would just, whatever they came up with, that kind of became
like whatever they could pronounce.
The name, like my aunt and uncle, my Aunt Shirley and Uncle Frank, my Aunt Shirley ended up getting called Honey because her oldest grandchild, she would call everybody, they called everybody Honey. So at some point, her oldest grandchild called her Honey.
My nephew calls his mother Honey from day one.
Really?
Till this day, he's 20-something years old.
That's interesting. Yeah. There was that, but so we had Nani. And with Kelly's mom and dad, so Kelly's father immigrated from India. He's Punjabi. And they have a different system. So if you are the maternal grandfather, which her dad will be, you are called Nanaji. And if you are the paternal grandfather, so if it was my dad, it would be Papaji. So he would be, if they go the traditional route, Nanaji. But I don't know if that's going to be his choice or not.
I don't know if you want to keep this. If this is, he already has grandkids.
He has 2 grandchildren.
And what do they call him?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if they have a name.
That would probably answer your question.
Yeah, it might. But yeah, so that's the one that's out there is Nanaji or Papaji, but Nanaji.
He would fall into Nanaji.
Maybe, or maybe he's going to be Grandpa or Mima. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it could be anything.
Sir.
And then, sir. And then her mom is Polish. So it would be, I think what Kelly said was Babcha. Maybe like Babchi.
Right.
So it could be that. So Babcha. And then, I don't know. I'm hoping that with some of my older siblings, that maybe one of them, since my folks are passed, that they will, one of them might end up being a Nani.
Right.
Or a grandpa or something. But you never know. They already have grandchildren, most of them, or all of them have grandchildren. So we'll see how that goes. And then the other thing I thought about was, what did you want to be called as a dad? Like, did you always think? So
I called my father, never called him dad.
Right.
We referred to my father as Papa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're traditional.
Yeah.
Italian. Pa, maybe. Pa. Yeah. But generally Papa.
Right.
Which is so weird because when you think about it, it's what a child would say, Papa, Papa.
Yeah.
And we just, and everybody in Italy, my age, would call their father Papa. Okay. Papa and Ma. Okay. Mama, I don't say. That's weird, right? We don't say Mama.
No.
But we say Papa.
Papa and Ma.
And Ma.
Yeah.
So I never thought I was going to be Papa. If I spoke Italian at the house with my kids, maybe.
Right.
But I love hearing Dad. Dad is when my kids call me Dad. But we never really talked about it. But yeah, that's what I call my dad, Papa, and I'm Dad. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I always called my dad.
Right.
And then I ended up calling my mother Ma a lot.
Yeah. Ma.
But my siblings, I think, called her Mommy or Mom. I always ended up calling her Ma for some reason.
Actually, you just reminded me of what my kids call me. It started probably like 5 years ago.
Right.
They
Big Papa.
No, yeah, Big Papa. They call me Father. Hi, Father.
Father.
It's so fun.
Peter.
Hi, Father. So I don't know if it started like with a TikTok thing with somebody.
Right. Okay.
But somehow, hey, Mother. Hey, Father. Yeah. So you just reminded me. Yes, he'll call me on the phone, my sons, and they'll be like, "Hey, Father, how are you, Father?" And I'm like, "We're so proper." But
That's funny.
It's more Father. That's interesting. That's weird.
I go back. I think, I don't know. When I think of a little boy, I think Dad. I don't know if I would want to be called Daddy from a little boy, but from a little girl,
it's
Daddy,
so cute, right?
or my cousin Sharon and her family, they called their father Papa, and I think
Papa's cute.
It is cute.
Papa,
and I might not.
Kind of like Papa.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've decided if I want to be Dad or Daddy.
You know, sometimes
Papa.
they decide for you.
That's true.
Whatever they can say, the first words.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Dada. You might be Dada for a while.
I could be Dada.
But yeah, I guess.
Who was there a first for you? Like, what did your boys say first, Mama or Dada?
I think I think Dada. I think that was the first.
That was first.
I think so.
Okay.
Because I used to make fun of Trina going, something like that. But believe it or not, I think I think it was my first son. His first words, I swear to God, I don't know why, it was clock.
Really?
Clock. Just clock. Just so I don't know if Dada or Mama came first, but clock was always said.
Interesting.
So and we laughed. We'd be clock. So somehow that became one of his first words.
That's interesting.
But yeah, Dada would probably be. I think there is. I don't know. We'll look it up. What are the first ones? Majority of the people.
I think Mama is easier for most kids. Really? The M sounds are easier than the D sounds.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but
maybe I did lose that one. Maybe Mama was, but I got clock.
Yeah, that's true. I think we could do a whole segment where Trina does like a commentary on these and is like, "No, he's wrong.
He's wrong.
He does not. That is not true.
He wasn't even home when I got pregnant. What? Wait a minute.
That would be fantastic. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
But yeah, it might be Mama. But yeah, but it was fun. Natalie would say clock.
I'm going to have to decide. We're going to have to decide. So you're going to help decide.
Another contest?
We'll have another contest. What should I be called? Other than, you.
What's your, ATM.
ATM. That'll be it. But that brings us up to date through week 22. So
this is fun.
Once again, thank you very much for sticking with us all the way to the end. And since this is the week in a couple days, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday. Spend all the time you can with your family. Watch some football and that kind of stuff too.
Don't talk about politics.
Don't talk. Don't talk about politics
or football because
that people are passionate about that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you talk about the Cowboys and the Giants, and you got a fight in 5 minutes, and we're already talking about the Bills would have a mafia. Come on. There's already a mafia out there.
That's right.
You don't want to make them mad.
One of my favorite things when it comes to football, I know nothing about football, but I know enough that my nephew, who is he's a police officer.
Yes.
He's in Dallas. And obviously with the Cowboys there. And he is an Eagles fan, a diehard Eagles fan.
Thank God he has a gun.
It's like, at least he's safe.
Yeah, he's safe.
But otherwise, that was,
And the funny thing is, Thanksgiving has now become, we used to have, I think 2 games, I would think. I think there's 17 of them.
It's crazy.
They start in Germany.
They're like around the clock.
Yeah, you get up at 7 in the morning, there's football. Yep. And now with Thanksgiving, they have the Thanksgiving morning, afternoon. Now they have at night because it's Thursday night. So now it falls on it's football all over the place. But
now see, when you're not tied to football like that, for me, it's the parade.
Parade has to happen.
And it is the dog show.
Oh, yeah.
The National Dog Show is always, I always watch, and I always root for the breeds that I own, they never win.
Because they're jumping on each other.
Because they're horribly behaved. Basically.
So happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks again. Please send us your ideas, questions, comments, thoughts, name suggestions, certainly. And share the podcast with friends and give us some reviews. We appreciate it. And again, have a great holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, folks, that's another episode of the Gray Hair and Daycare Podcast in the books. Thanks very much for tuning in and spending this time with us. We hope it was fun. If you enjoyed this week's descent into the madness of dadness, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of our future adventures. And while you're at it, give us a like and share the cast with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Carrier Pigeon, whatever you crazy kids are using. Have any hilarious parenting stories of your own? Questions about navigating fatherhood later in life, or even when normal people do it? Email us at ghdc.podcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to bed.